Good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in with us here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Fredrick, Colorado. My name is Michaela Geis. What I have behind me for us this morning is a used 2014 Hart 4-horse bumper pull. Really well optioned out trailer. Lots of upgrades on this one. Lots going on, so I'm really excited to show it to you. This is kind of a great option. I mean, we really don't get into 4-horse bumper pulls a lot. I've seen one, maybe two in the last year and a half, so very hard to come by these trailers. They work really well for people who are gonna maybe haul a camper in their truck bed. They've got one of those kind that sits in the truck and they need the bumper pull model to get all their horses down the road. Also works great for hauling it behind an RV, so lots of versatility with this guy. Before we get to the trailer, I want to tell you a little bit about our used horse trailer program. So when we get in a trailer like this, it is going to run through our shop. They're going to start with a hitch to bumper inspection on it, work up everything that they need to do to it, and then they're also going to align it. So they will pull it in and they will align these axles, something that I did not know existed until I started working here. You always think about aligning your tow vehicle, but you don't ever really think about aligning your trailer behind you. So just think sometimes you're going to hit something on the road, such as like a pothole or a curb or a big rock in the road. You just never know if you're going to end up driving on the shoulder on accident. Things happen. That is going to knock your trailer out of alignment. It's going to cause it to run down the road a little bit crooked, and then it's really going to increase your risk of blowouts there. So it's just something to keep in mind. I would get that done maybe annually, kind of when you bring in your trailer for services. That's just great to just kind of run through and do that. But with this trailer specifically, it is done through the shop. So I went ahead and pulled that service report. What they did on this one, the biggest ticket item they did on this one was all new brakes and reloaded the hubs. So you know, driving down the road, as soon as you leave here, it's got brand new brakes, loaded hubs, it's ready to rock and roll. But some of the little things they're going to do on these is, I know they replaced a couple marker lights, they replaced a couple stall lights, they replaced those drop down window holds. When you drop those windows down and you want to hold them in place while you drive down the road, they've replaced some of those. They're just going to do little things like that. Tweak our striker plates, make sure everything latches first try, just make sure it operates super smooth. And then they're going to just check through the structure of the trailer as well and make sure it is structurally sound and safe to haul down the road. So really great peace of mind when you do buy a used trailer here, knowing it has not just been washed and put out on the lot, it's actually been serviced, repaired, aligned, and ready to go. So let's go ahead and start. This one here has a front tack as well as a rear tack. So up front right now, it's kind of set up more as a dressing room, storage room space. You are still going to have your sliding bus window on the door as well as a brush tray. If you did use this space as a tack room, you can still have that stuff right there. Your saddle stand or your saddle post is removable and interchangeable, so it can go in the rear tack, which is where it is now, or it can go up here, so you can kind of pick and choose how you want this guy set up. Right now, this space is just going to be more, like I said, dressing or storage, which still gives you tons of space in here. You're going to have your spare tire mounted in here, but having the floor carpeted works great if you are using this as that changing room. If you do need to change your boots, change your shoes out. And then for changing clothes in here, you're going to have a clothes rod up top, so you can hang all of your hanging items up there. And you're also going to have a camper vent on this one to get you some ventilation if you are changing your clothes in here, kind of hanging out in this space, or if you're using it for storage, you just need to get a little bit of airflow through there. Your removable saddle post is going to go right here, so you can see that it can be located in this space if you wanted to use this as the tack room and then the back one as the storage, or vice versa. You have that option there. And then you're just going to have your one row bridle hooks up front here. We can look at adding some more. Our shop, as far as upgrades, they can look at adding a different one or an additional one right here if you needed more hanging space. You will see some of the black streaking on this partition wall because it's not fully carpeted. I know our shop can carpet a wall if you're looking to do that, kind of spruce it up. Otherwise, this is just kind of what you see in a used trailer. It doesn't affect it structurally. It's a very sound, ready to go trailer. It's just cosmetics, so that's kind of what you're going to see when you don't have the carpeting on your partition wall. But like I said, just kind of a good using space for extra storage if you wanted to throw your grain and maybe some Rubbermaid tubs, all that kind of stuff up there, or you can use it as the saddle. It's just nice having those options. On this one, we do have the drop down windows on every single hip side as well as your head side over there, so you do have that additional ventilation on this trailer. Works great if you are using it in the southern states. You just need that extra airflow. We have a lot of customers from all over the country. Especially down the southeast, we've had that request a lot to either install fans in a trailer or get one with the drop down windows. So this one has those already. If you didn't need them dropped down, they do have that sliding bus window option on it as well. So you can just use a little bit less ventilation, especially on these cold mornings. You have that option there. You're gonna have your four tie rings on this side. You also have them on the other side as well. You're gonna have exterior lights and then interior lights. So you'll have lights inside of your dressing room as well as out here over your tie rings. And then what I thought was really cool on this one, because it is your 7.3 wide, you're not gonna have that running board, but this one has been optioned with these little fold down steps. So if you did have your windows dropped down and you need to check on them, you have this step here and then your tie ring, so you can actually check on them. And just, it's always good to keep an eye on when you're traveling down the road, but I just thought that was nice that you typically don't have that option on these wider trailers, but they went ahead and did that for you. Up top, we're gonna have a hay rack on this one. It's not a hay pod, just a sheeted hay rack, but still giving you that extra storage. Especially knowing that if you have this many horses going down the road, you're gonna need all that extra storage space and options on this one, so it does have that hay rack. On this one, we do have steel wheels, and then these tires actually came in with a date code of 2022. So kind of the rules we go by here, being a dealership, we go by the DOT regulations, which is matching tires, even tread wear, and then within 5 years date code. So these ones actually are week 50 of 2022. So they are going to be only 1 year old. So it will fall in that 5-year regulation. So we did not put tires on this one. If it did come in, even if they were 22s, if it did come in with really uneven wear, we would go ahead and replace those tires. And then of course do that alignment that we talked about earlier. But these came in really good condition and only 1 year old. So we will not be replacing those. If they do not meet all of those regulations, we will be putting a new set of tires on it. So stepping around to our loading space back here, we do have those 60/40 doors set up on this one. Being that you have that folding rear tack over here, you're gonna have your 40% door on this side without the window. So you're gonna have your bridle hooks on your 40% door there. And then that removable saddle post that I told you guys about, it is back here right now. So you're gonna have your saddle rack as well as your blanket bars on that saddle post. Again, it is removable. If you just wanna take it out altogether, you can do that. And then you can actually collapse this wall over and store it to the side. This space, if you did go ahead and move this up to the front, this space works really well as your kind of makeshift broom closet almost. So pitchforks, muck tubs, grain, storage tubs, anything else that you just don't want up in that dressing room with that carpeted floor, it works really well back here. This is a great amount of space. And then you still have your 60% over here to load your horses in and out. Still gives you tons of room. You are gonna have your lights back here as well as a head bumper on this one. It's just nice to have those if you do have a horse that gets a little bit elevated as they want to either enter or exit a trailer. It's nice to have that extra padding right there. And then with your collapsible rear tack, you do get your butt bar on this one. I have a couple horses. One of them does like to anticipate and leave early. So this is nice just as a added safety feature. If you did have a horse in your rear stall back here that had that same mindset, it's nice to have that there so you can actually safely get in and untie them before you want them to unload. So up front, we're gonna have your stud wall on this one. It is made out of that hanging rubber mat piece, but still very sturdy. It's not gonna let anything slide underneath there. It's very, very sturdy, guys. So if you do use that front stud wall there with your escape door on it as storage, you don't have to worry about things getting under here, but it also could be used as a horse as well if you needed to haul those 4 horses in here. Your dividers are gonna be padded in this one. It's really nice, especially for those long hauls if they're gonna be bouncing off those dividers a little bit. It's nice for them to have that padding on there. Up top, we do have roof fence on this guy. Over each stall, you're gonna have that because that is a hay rack up there, not a hay pod. You are gonna get them over every stall, even underneath that hay rack. And then Hart also is doing this fiberglass insulated roof similar to our Cimarrons there. So it is going to be really nice and comfortable inside of this trailer for those horses. It's a little bit warmer in the winter, a little bit cooler in the summer. And then this trailer has mangers. You guys can see, you'll check it out on that one there. In your 3 stalls, your 3 back here, not your escape door, but these 3 back here are going to have that manger space in it. Each stall is also going to have the 2 tie rings in it, same as your front one. So since your front one does not have that manger space, it's still going to have the 2 tie rings, so you can tie your horse up on one and then hang a hay net on the other one. I actually do that. I don't have a trailer with mangers now, but when I did, I would still utilize those 2 tie rings, use one for my horse and then use another one for that hay net. And then whatever fell from that hay net was going to land in the manger, and then they could kind of clean it up from there. Personal preference, everything works, but just again, versatility, lots of options on this one, lots of different configurations you can do with it, use it how you need it. So we'll go ahead and make our way out of here, but and being your 7.3 wide, you are ending up with a little bit bigger stalls in there as well. So as we make our way around to our head side here, the first thing that we're going to have is our ladder. This is that bolt-on ladder to go ahead and get your way up to your hay rack up there. So if you did use that for hay storage, again, just that hay rack, so you're going to want to strap it down, but that's how you're going to gain access to that. And then something I thought was really cool on this one are these manger doors. So they actually they lift straight up and they're on a gas shock, which I thought was really nice. So you just go ahead and slam them down, and then once you want to open them, so that is going to be really great, especially when you need to be kind of more hands-free. Either you're holding a horse, you're carrying items that you need to stick in there, you're coming to grab stuff out. Works great to be able to just get access that quickly. Just pick it up and then let it go, not have to worry about it falling back down on your head. These gas shocks are really easy to replace too if one ever fails you, but I just thought that was really neat. Kind of a different setup than we see when they typically just open out to the side, similar to that front one. I thought that was a nice option. Always got to be thinking about how you're going to use it and what kind of you run into. And that's just nice to know that kind of gets up out of your way and gets you hands-free, ready to stow stuff away. And then you're still going to have your drop-down head windows above those mangers. This side is going to have those jail bars on them. That way you can travel down the road and not have to worry about them sticking their head out. Those jail bars are going to drop down though. If you did need to put more hay in the manger, kind of check on them, fill a water bucket, you need to climb up in here, you got your fold down step here. And then you have your window rail here. You can water them, give them a water bucket, check on them to fill their hay nets. Just really nice that you can get up inside this trailer if you need to. They've really thought it through as far as optioning it out. And then if you don't need all that ventilation from your drop down windows, it's pretty chilly here today, then you can just have that sliding bus window. And then on our front stall, we did have that escape door I was talking about with your stud wall. You guys can kind of see how much space you're going to get in there. Being that extra wide trailer ends up being a little bit longer than a typical trailer. Lots of extra storage space if you're hauling more hay, more tack, more equipment. Extra Rubbermaid tubs, I use those a lot. Those are great features to have, but this gives you more storage space. Really nice, well kept trailer. I know it is a 2014. You guys can see it is used, but it is well kept. And then they do go through our shop and get taken care of, serviced, and ready to go. This is a very clean trailer, guys. So that's kind of what we got working here on this side. And then up front, I wanted to show you guys your jack on this one is actually an electric jack. So you are going to have that feature there where you can kind of lift it up and put it back down with just the push of a button. You don't have to do the manual crank on this one. Has been upgraded to that electric jack. You're still going to have your standard 2 5/16 ball on this guy with your safety chains. I do know that they actually did replace the hooks on the safety chains in our shop process. So it's going to have 2 new hooks, one on each side there. They also did replace your 7-pin plug as well. So you're going to have the 7-pin I think some tongs were bent, it just wasn't working properly as it should, so they just went ahead and replaced that 7-pin, so you got a brand new one of those as well. So I kept talking about that service report, guys. I am glad to share that with you. I do have that printed out on my desk right now as I was reviewing it before we jumped on for this video here, but I'd be glad to share that with you guys. Again, this one is your 2014 Hart 4-horse bumper pull. Really great trailer for those that are going to be taking a lot down the road and need that camping space up in front, whether it be that in-bed camper or your RV. This is a great trailer for both of those options. You're going to have your stock tag right here. We will reference that number. It's going to be 5U231447. If you're looking online, this trailer has been photoed, so it is online. Scroll to the bottom of our webpage, in the bottom right-hand corner, type in 5U231447. Go ahead and shoot me a text, send me an email, give me a call, give me that stock number. I'd be glad to send you that service report. I'd be glad to take some additional photos or measurements, whatever you guys need. I'd be glad to help you guys out. So that's kind of what we got. I'm really excited about this trailer, and I just hope you guys are excited as well. So give us a call and have a great rest of your Tuesday. Tune us in again tomorrow and see what we have to offer. Enjoy the rest of your week. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.